Well, welcome back to the show with no name, because now the show truly has no name. Um, After issue number 3, Grindhouse Resurrection, rather, will cease to exist in that format. Problem being is that for whatever reason, and I'm probably partially responsible for this, that the term grindhouse, the word grindhouse, is now being associated with hardcore pornography. Which is why we can't get anything up on the internet, because obviously it's a trigger word with the AI shit that they got going on, or the bots, or whatever this technical fucking horse shit is. But the bottom line is, we can't get this up on any other internet platform. If you recall, I did a video a few days ago about what was going on. 500 views and not a response. Which sort of tells me maybe I'm fucking wasting my time doing a bunch of this shit. And to be honest with you, Halloween night, I pretty much threw in the towel, because I figured, 1,500 something subscribers and things like that, and I can't even sell a magazine. And I know who keeps buying the magazines, and they've been buying them way before I started this YouTube channel. So that isn't entering the equation. I know who my customers are. I just don't understand it, but be that as it may, it was an honor working with the Midnight Crew, Eric, Angie, and J.D. Wright, and they vastly were responsible for Grindhouse Resurrection coming into play anyhow. Problem is that they also have a magazine called Midnight, and they're facing the same problems. So I think they're ready to call it a draw. I'm not, though. Okay, Grindhouse Resurrection will cease to exist after issue 3. But I'm going to give this one last fucking shot here. We're going to try to get another magazine up, because now we have a website. Now we have some interest. But I will tell you, I will put this magazine together. We will see how it goes. And if there is hardly any response to it, like has been the norm lately, that's going to be the end of it. I'm not going to publish anything else. I will, however, be publishing the second volume of Whole Bag of Crazy, my autobiography, which is going to be called No Safe Space. It's going to expose a lot of shit, and I really don't give a fuck at this point. Some of the convention nonsense that went on, some of the bullshit went on with the publishing and other things. So it's going to piss a few people off, and at this stage, I really don't fucking care. Honestly, this is how I spent Halloween. You're not going to be able to see the whole thing, but I basically had to sit down with a crematorium and made my arrangements, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around. And to be honest with you, there's nobody who's going to be around to take care of my final arrangements, so I decided to do it myself. So basically, I'm getting a cheap cremation, and honestly, I just want the ashes to be mixed with the ashes of my dogs, have somebody drive up Route 80 in New Jersey, and pretty much dump them out the window. Because, hate to say it, never felt like I belonged anywhere. I was always on the road. And even though I was with, 3 beautiful, wonderful conventions at the time, and they always say, you're family, you're this, you're that. Well, yeah, you're only family until you do something that they don't like, and then you're a piece of shit, which basically is why I'm no longer with any conventions. And I decided a while ago I'm not going to do the one in November at Strongsville, because I was never contacted back, and I'm just tired of dealing with this shit, but I've said this before. I don't know where it's going to go from here. I was seriously considering fuck this channel and just ending it. Still could happen. Things are not good when you're on a fixed income and you're just trying like hell to get a little bit of fucking revenue in, and you can't even get that. Maybe it's time to fucking fold it up and walk across the street and go work at Arby's. I don't know, but anyway, to add some meat to the show today. Actually, it's not meat. It's sort of a sad fucking farewell here. Richard Mall, who was Bull on Night Court, passed away, I believe, a week ago. Richard was probably most known for playing Bull, that, giant, goofy bailiff who basically could break you in half with one hand. But before Richard got this, he was a fixture in Grindhouse movies, like The Nightmare Never Ends, if you can figure that movie out, under 3 different titles: Night Train to Terror, Satan's Supper, and all this other good shit. He was also the demon in Sword and the Sorcerer, and he was in Metal Storm and a couple other Charles Band movies. So he will be missed. Now, someone who literally fell through the cracks, and it was a familiar face in the 50s and 60s in AIP movies and television and stuff like that, was a gentleman named Wally Campo. And Wally started out in Inside Detroit uncredited, but his next movie he was Maze in Machine Gun Kelly with Charles Bronson. He was in a whole slew of those AIP war movies, you know, the ones where they had basically 45 minutes of stock footage and 45 minutes of shot movie, and they mixed them together. Well, he was in a handful of them, including Hell Squad, Tank Commandos, and War is Hell. He was Byron in Beast from Haunted Cave, one of my favorite 50s movies, and also was in the same film, shot at the same time in Deadwood, North Dakota, or South Dakota, or wherever the fuck it was, Ski Troop Attack. Other credits were Little Shop of Horrors, Master of the World, Shock Corridor, Tales of Terror, The Stranger, The Devil's Angels, and the last thing he did was in 2011, Actors Anonymous. The guy was all over the place. He was as familiar a face as Jonathan Hayes, Dick Miller, Richard Devon, and all those guys. But for some reason, he passed away last April at age 99, and nobody said a fucking word. And that is in the way I work here, because all these guys should get some modicum of credit for what they did. And just for longevity, for God's sakes. I mean, come on, he acted up until 2011. He was probably in his 80s at that point, late 80s. So, and you know, he was one of those manic guys that, you know, you knew who he was, you probably just didn't know his name. So, Wally Campo, rest in peace. Your contributions to the movies will never be forgotten, especially by me and probably some other people now who will be interested in looking this stuff up. So, that's our show for today. I will move forward when I feel I have something concrete to do. Right now, I have to rearrange things and get my act in order because now I'm dealing with an older dog who's starting to fail, and the other dog is starting also to get sick. So we're all getting fucking old here, and I got to take care of my animals because they have priority. I don't have priority in this house. They do. So until next time, maybe I'll have some more information on the new project or whatever. But I'm still here for the time being. I appreciate, you know, the people that, you know, thank me for doing this and other things and stuff like that. I don't appreciate some of the bullshit that's thrown on the comment thing like this from this supposedly angry black guy who decided to personally insult me. Dude, you're under a fake fucking name and I can give a shit about you, and every comment you post I will fucking remove and block your ass. That's that simple. I'm tired of dealing with keyboard fucking warriors, and I know I have a fucking group of enemies out there, and they can go fuck themselves. They keep playing games on Facebook and everything else. I don't like dealing with people who have no fucking balls. And when you use a fake profile on Facebook to try to get under my skin, that just shows me what a gutless piece of shit you are. So on that note, I'm out of here. Stay safe. The world is changing. It's getting fucking worse. I'm not going to mention what's going on, but the whole thing is fucking wrong from fucking start to fucking finish. And it's got to end. And that's all I'm going to say. So please be aware, be safe, because we are definitely living in treacherous times right now.